I just want to tell this story about an experience that I just had. Um, so I do online training and powerlifting coaching as one of my many business ventures. And if you know me, a couple months ago, I stress fractured my foot and I couldn't powerlift, which is one of the things that keeps me mentally sane and one of the things that I hold very close to my identity. And the sport in itself means a lot to me outside of just coaching like newer and beginner athletes. Um, and I was on crutches and I had a boot. I stress fractured my foot and I couldn't walk on it, and I was down and out. You know, nothing was picking up with business stuff. My job, I don't like my job. I don't like my company. I like my job. And I just, after graduating school and stuff like that, like it just felt like it was like in a downward slope of just everything that was happening. Not being near friends, my businesses didn't necessarily pick up the way that I thought they would. I was just a lot of like, just my foot was damn near broken and I couldn't power lift, the one thing that brings me joy. And I remember one day I was on my way to go train some clients that I did land, and I was going to print out like some waivers and stuff, and I dropped my receipt on the floor outside. And at the time I had one crutch and I had like my boot on, and I was just like, I'm not picking that up. I was just, it was just like that small thing that just like pisses you off. I'm like, I'm not picking that up. And this guy came out of his car. He's like, oh, let me get that for you. And he picked it up for me, and we were just talking, and I saw his shirt. He had a religious shirt on, and I was like, oh, I really like your shirt. I'm a very, you can't see it right now, but I'm a religious person. I have my cross. I'm even wearing a Christian shirt. And we were talking like about religion, and then he told me, he noticed, he's like, hey man, you work out, you're really in shape. And I told him like, yeah, I actually just competed in the USAPL regionals and like won my division and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, like what is that? And I told him about the sport of powerlifting. He's like, oh, my son, he's really strong, he's looking for something to do. Like he didn't like baseball, he didn't like anything like that, and he's looking for something to do. I was like, okay, cool, here's my Instagram. So I gave him my Instagram, and then they actually ended up seeing that I work at a local gym, and they're like, yo, let me come do the workout with you, and then we'll see. So they came, they did a workout. We got along really well. I really loved their family. There's one of the most beautiful families I've ever seen. And unfortunately, they didn't end up, buying like personal training or getting training from me in that instant. So the opportunity came and went, and I didn't think anything of it. But then later, they hit me up. They found my Instagram. Like, we want to do the USAPL thing. Like, what can we do? So, we worked everything out and started getting him on a program. The kid was really, really strong. Like, I just saw amazing potential, and he's 15 years old. And today was the competition, so we worked together for about 2.5, 3 months, just getting him into competition shape. Wrote his program to peak and taper him, teach him kind of like the fundamentals about powerlifting and strategy, lifting cast, the whole 9 yards. And the family was just so grateful, like for the opportunity for like him to finally find something he did when he was there. He's like, this is what I love. I love being around like-minded people who live healthy lifestyles and just want to compete, lifting weight and bettering themselves. And he's like, this is what I want to do. Like, he used to play other sports, but he was like, nah, like this is it. This is what I want to do. And I was just like, just wow, like this, and he's really good. So he set 4 state records at 15 years old for his age. So he broke all those records, shattered them by 60, 70, 50 pounds total record. And then he also was in the open division and competed against all the men within his age, within his weight class. And he got first place as a 15-year-old. And I was just like, this is, if like you don't believe in God, I mean, I'm not trying to, be a Jehovah's Witness, but it's funny how it all just happened and started because I dropped my receipt on the floor, and his family never knew what powerlifting was. He didn't know that it existed, kind of thing. Like, and for me to just, have something else to focus on while I'm kind of down and out on my comeback from an injury, and just the rest of my life has been pretty rough. Like, just to see everything come to plan and see how well he did and see his whole family come together and everybody showing up to be proud of him. It's like, it's just brought to you by God. I don't know. It's just a story I wanted to tell because it's just crazy how the littlest things that you feel like set you back could really be what you need to be sprung forward. I've been on the down and out since I left college, and I haven't been having the best time. I truthfully have just not been enjoying life since leaving school. But I guess it's moments like this that like just make me realize like how beautiful life actually can be, and things aren't gonna be bad forever. And if I could even just inspire a couple of people with this story, and even what I do with coaching, like that kid, just inspire people to better themselves and find new avenues to life that they didn't even know existed. I genuinely, I don't cry. So something, I don't cry. I'm not one of those men that don't believe in showing emotion. I was just programmed at a young age to not cry, so I don't cry. But if I did cry, today would be the day that I cry.